steadfast in your word. Curb those who by deceit or sword would.
Hey everyone, Pastor Bader here. I just want to take a couple quick minutes walking you through what this coming Sunday, June 7th, our first Sunday back in worship, and probably the next couple Sundays at least are going to look like as far as the procedures and precautions that we're taking in an effort to keep everybody as safe as possible. For starters, here outside the building is where we would like all of the fellowship to take place. I know that you have missed a lot of your brothers and sisters and you're going to be excited to see them, and I want you to spend time catching up, but please do all of that outside the church before or after the service, of course at a safe distance. Once we move inside the building, I'll walk you through some of the stuff in there. First thing when you come into the building, again, we're asking everyone to wear a mask at this time for the protection of those who are maybe at a higher risk or those who are immunocompromised. It's a simple way for you to show them your love and your care for them, that you want them to be safe and that you want them to be here in church worshiping our God with us. If you don't have a mask, we will have some available. We have more of these disposable ones. I just wanted to put them out on the table so you can kind of see where they would be located when you walk into the facility. We'll also have this bottle of hand sanitizer, but however, as you can see, it is not touch-free. If that is something that concerns you, I would encourage you to bring your own supply of hand sanitizer. We are going to purchase a touch-free hand sanitizing station once they become available sometime in mid-July. Next, as we've mentioned in our online in-person worship guidelines, we're not going to be handing out service folders en masse. We'll have a couple of them available. I put out some old ones here just to give you an idea. They'll be spaced out on the table. They'll be for single use, so if you come to the early service, don't put it back on the table. Take it home with you. Use it as a devotional resource throughout the coming week. If you come to the late services, again, just take it home with you. We don't want to leave them here and maybe have someone else pick it up by mistake. So if you want to grab one, we'll have a couple of them available. But again, the service folder will be available online as it has been throughout the past couple of months. So download it onto your tablet, bring your cell phone. You can follow along. If you've got really good eyes, you might be able to follow along on your cell phone. Otherwise, you can just print out a copy for yourself at home before you come. Bring that with you, and then you don't have to worry about it at all. But we will have some available for those who maybe don't have a smartphone or don't have a printer at their home, and so we'll have those available in limited amounts for people who need them. We finished the remodel of our women's bathroom, and I'm excited for all the ladies to finally see that. I'm sorry that it took us so long to do that, but it's done, and I think it looks great, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. That being said, we are going to limit the bathroom facilities at this time to one person at a time, or maybe one family unit. If a mom or a dad wants to take their kid in with them, that's fine. We understand that. But instead of putting a sign on that you'd have to turn around and touch or something, just, if you walk in and someone's in there, just wait outside until they're done, and we'll try and keep that as orderly as possible. This might be one of the most difficult and heartbreaking changes for some of you. We're not going to have any coffee available or water. We ask that you don't use the drinking fountain at this time. We're not going to have any snacks. We're not going to have people bring those for the time being. So if you would like to bring some coffee, please, again, just with everything, bring your own. If you're going to need a snack at some time during the service, maybe for the kids or even right after the service, again, bring that as well. Hopefully we can get back to providing those things and enjoying some fellowship around some food and some coffee in the near future. As you make your way into the chapel, we will not be gathering an offering during the service as we typically have. We're not going to be passing the plates from person to person. But rather, we'll simply have an offering plate located here near the entrance door of the chapel. You can either drop it off on your way in or on your way out. Otherwise, if you've been making use of our online giving platform located on our website over the past couple of months, you can just keep doing that as well. Once inside the chapel, you will probably immediately notice maybe one of the most obvious changes here at Prince of Peace, and that is that we've sectioned off different parts of our seating in order to maintain that minimum 6 feet of social distancing. Now, the challenge with this is going to be because of the various widths of the pews. Some spots here in the back will be more suitable for families with more people, 4 or 5 people. But as you get closer to the front and we still try and maintain that distance, the available amount of seating is going to be smaller and smaller. So what we're asking is that for a time being, you might have to give up where you normally typically sit in church. If you're coming by yourself, or maybe it's just you and your spouse, don't sit here near the back where there are larger sections, but move up a little closer to the front. I know, it'll be okay. You'll survive, where we've got more adequate seating for 1 or 2 people. As you make your way over to the right side of the chapel, as you are looking in, there's really no way to kind of section these off because there's only one way to get in on this side. So what we're asking people to do is, if you're the first one to come or walk into a pew, please move all the way over to the wall side so that somebody might be able to potentially sit on the aisle side of this pew. Again, still maintaining that 6 feet of distancing. Probably the biggest change that we'll be doing within the worship service itself will be the way that we are going to distribute Holy Communion for the time being. And that is, instead of ushering up as many people as can fit kneeling down at the communion rail, instead we are going to be ushering you up as a family unit. So if you're by yourself, it will just be you. If you're with yourself and your family, all of you will be ushered up at the same time. I will be standing here. I'll be wearing a mask. Those who are assisting me with the distribution will also be wearing masks. We will sanitize our hands prior to the distribution. We do ask that when it comes to receiving the host, the bread, that instead of receiving it directly into your mouth, that you simply receive it in an open palm, and that way we minimize the contact between people. Immediately to my right then will be someone who is holding the tray of individual cups. You can receive that then, and then immediately to their right will be somebody with the tray where you can place the empty cup. We ask that you kind of remain up here while your whole family goes through that process, and then I'll give you a departing blessing once all of you have completed. Hopefully that gives you a kind of a visual of what it will look like on Sunday morning, and again, for the foreseeable future as we gather back here in person at Prince of Peace. If there's something that maybe I forgot to address or something that you think needs to be addressed, please just reach out and let me know. And maybe it's something I just forgot to mention, or maybe it's something we haven't thought of that we could be doing. We really do want to try and do everything we can to make everyone as comfortable as possible as we return to God's house. We understand that some of you still are not going to be able to be here with us in person. We do pray that the Lord gives you that ability to join us soon in the future. But in the meantime, again, our online worship services will continue moving forward, and they should be available to you at the regular time on Sunday morning. God's richest blessings to all of you. May He keep you safe and strong until whenever it is that we are able to gather and to join our voices once again to worship our God and to receive His gifts of forgiveness, peace, and life. See you soon.
Lord, keep us steadfast in your word. Curb those who by deceit or sword would seek to overthrow your son.